Do you know what a jumbo mortgage is? A loan is considered jumbo if the amount of the mortgage exceeds the Federal Housing Finance Authority loan servicing limits. Currently, in 2022, those are set at $647,200 in most areas, and in expensive areas, that amount goes up to $970,800. Anything above that is considered a jumbo mortgage. Now, in getting a jumbo loan, there are many requirements and guidelines that drastically are different from other loan products like conventional or government-backed loans. But what if you knew those guidelines ahead of time? What if you could be prepared to overcome those potential issues that you would face when applying for a jumbo loan? Wouldn't you want to know about that? Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover in today's lesson. I want to show you the main differences between regular mortgages and jumbo mortgages and the tripping hazards that you may face so that you can ensure a successful mortgage process.
Jumbo loans.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just start very, very elementary. What is it? What is a jumbo loan? How would you define it?
Right, so a jumbo loan is what it sounds. It's a big mortgage. It's a very large loan. What defines that really depends on where you're at geographically. All the different counties are going to have different amounts, but generally speaking, $647,000, that's the line in the sand. So above that amount is considered a jumbo mortgage.
What are some of the additional requirements for jumbo loans that are different from the other types of mortgages that you've discussed on the previous show?
The number one thing you want to know is upfront credit score requirements are going to be much more stringent on jumbo loans. The next thing is you're going to need to higher down payment on a jumbo loan. There's also a lot of requirements for reserves. With a lot of loan programs today, you don't need to show additional reserves after closing. Also, debt to income ratio is much more strict on these loans than other types. They want to see that the mortgage payment makes up a lower portion of your gross income than other loans do. Also, there's a lot of additional scrutiny given on appraisals. So there's going to be additional appraisal reviews done. There's going to be extra scrutiny. And there's just generally, as you're hearing, a lot of different tripping hazards that you can come into on these type of loans, depending on the investor that you're dealing with and the exact type of loan.
Why are the guidelines for jumbo loans so different than regular conventional mortgages?
They are so different because it's all about de-risking the loan. It's all about taking risk off the table. If you're lending $1 million to one person, then if that person has a job loss, if that person has some sort of medical emergency, if that person has just a loss of income, assets, or any of those different items, that loan could default. And that's a lot of money at risk for one investor.
What are some of the pitfalls that you see more with jumbo borrowers than maybe other conventional mortgages?
I would say the number one pitfall that I see with a jumbo borrower is that they may have gotten a mortgage before or gotten pre-approved before and think that the process of a jumbo mortgage is going to be the same walk in the park that it would be with a regular conventional mortgage or a VA loan, for example. The next thing is that a lot of jumbo borrowers, they make good money. So people like that, generally speaking, do have good credit and they feel good about where they're at financially because they have a high income. What they don't do, though, is they don't allow that professional to come in and do that pre-approval, do the coaching, go through the guidelines, make sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed so that you can move forward. You want to talk to a lender as soon as you can so that we make sure that you're in the spot you think you are. If you're good, fine. Just make sure a lender also says, yeah, you're good to go. Next thing is dealing with a lender who's not an expert in jumbo financing. If you're dealing with a lender that doesn't have experience doing these on a regular basis, you're going to get tripped up, I guarantee it. So make sure that you have a lender that's experienced and is a true expert. And the last thing that I'll say for pitfalls that a lot of jumbo borrowers have is they're not prepared for the timelines.
I would imagine that refinancing a jumbo mortgage would be rather difficult to do.
If you're prepared as a jumbo borrower, if you have your credit in line, you have your reserves, most of those will parlay right over to the refinancing of a jumbo mortgage. So refinancing a jumbo mortgage is one of the most financially rewarding things that can be done. And the reason why is that the savings is magnified 10x, 20x on a regular $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 mortgage. Another thing is that a lot of jumbo borrowers are business owners. A jumbo mortgage, a refinance, can be a huge opportunity for them. There's even more savings, as we're talking about, on a jumbo refinance than a regular one, and that magnifies even more on debt consolidation. Cash out to buy other investments. Cash out to do other things with your money that could bring you a greater return. That's just magnified even more. So if you're someone that's considering getting a jumbo mortgage, hopefully now you see it doesn't have to be that scary. As long as you're prepared ahead and you have a competent professional holding your hand through the process, it can really be not much harder than a typical mortgage. If you found value in our lesson today, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, smash that bell so you get notified on all of our future content. We're putting out lots of new information and education every single week. If I can be of assistance to you or anyone that you know, you can reach me by call, text, or private message. I do offer consultations. You can reach me by phone at 860-413-3938. Hope that helps, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.